if you happen to have RP data, you know, and you're paying your couple hundred bucks a month or whatever it is, great. You can get on there and you can find some ownership details, and you can go beauty. If not, there's always the trusty white pages. So white pages, the beauty of that is it gives you the occupant details, but not the owner details. That's fantastic. Well, what are we going to do with these details anyway? Let's say it's viable. So we've got a viable site now because we've run through our high-level FISO, and we're going, okay, it's worthwhile. With the RP data, you know, I can get owner details, so I know who the owner is, but I don't get their address unless they're an owner-occupier. If I haven't got my RP data, I go to white pages, I get somebody's details. I'm going to do one of two things. What am I going to do? I'm either going to ring them or I'm going to send them a letter. So, my process, I send a letter. So I find sending a letter is a really good thing. And the question then is, what do you put in that letter? Because sending a letter that's 3 pages long and it's all sorts of, you know, hey, you know, wear this, wear that, etc., you know, might be completely inappropriate because someone might look at it and go straight in the bin, or they might read it and go, oh my God, you know, I don't want to be involved in anything like that. What do you actually put in one of these letters? And there are things that you can do, and generally you've got to put nothing in a letter, because if you put nothing in a letter, it's not offensive. So people can look at it and go, what is this? So you basically, in the letters that I create, all I do is I say, I'm writing to you, inquiring about your future plans for your property. Full stop. Okay? Put my contact details at the bottom and leave it at that. So the beauty of that is I haven't offended anyone. I haven't said, I want to buy your site. And people go, oh, I don't want to sell my site. You know, I haven't said, you know, are you interested in selling your site? No, I'm not interested in selling. So I haven't, you know, I'm just inquiring about your future plans. And it's like, oh, I'm not going to sell it now. Well, hang on, this is future. It's got the word future plans. What do you think in the future? They might be someone, so if you contemplate, who could receive that letter? Someone in their 30s, okay, starting a family perhaps, you know, they bought the property and it's like, you know, no, I'm staying here, right? But if the price is right, this is a good way of picking up a few extra bucks, more than what the property's worth. Maybe they're a developer. If you'd pick someone in their 50s, it's like, mate, I've been here for 20 years. I want to stay here till I die. But, you know, my kids might be saying to me, hey, Dad, you know, maybe they want to buy the site. Maybe they want to buy it from you, you know. So, you know, it's maybe this I could help my kids buy their first property. I don't know. Someone in their 70s, it's like, oh, I'm going to stay in this house until I die. How do I know that? Because I have parents and my wife has parents. I'm staying in this house until I die. You know? But if the price is right, they'll go because they'll be able to help the kids. It's incredible how, you know, different people have different perspectives. So your letter can't offend anyone. Do you put it on a letterhead or no letterhead? Okay? So if you create a letter and it's on a letterhead and you send it to someone who might be in their 70s or in their 50s and they're a working class person, it's very formal, right? And, you know, it says, I'm inquiring about your future plans for your property. Is it confronting? So my experience, whenever I put anything on letterhead, never get a response. So I send a letter that's blank. I use a PO box as the reply address. I have my details, my name, my phone number. I put my wife's name and my wife's phone number on it as well. So if someone wants to ring my wife because they don't want to talk to the bloke, they can talk to the woman, or vice versa, it's whatever. But in my experience of sending these letters out, my wife has never received a phone call. All right, really interesting. So, you know, another group that I sort of sometimes do a bit of work with, it's a man and a woman who own that business, right? The guy rarely gets phone calls, all right? It's always the woman who gets the phone calls, but they always send their letters out on letterhead. So everyone's a bit different, you know, different ways of doing things, and there's no right or wrong way. But the beauty of sending a letter is that when I do make a phone call or knock on the door 2 weeks later, if they haven't contacted me, all I have to say is, hi, I sent you a letter 2 weeks ago inquiring about your future plans for your property. And they go, I didn't get it, or, oh yeah, I got that. If they didn't get it, it doesn't matter. You say, oh look, you know, I've sent you the letter. You've already broken the ice because you've sent them a letter, and it allows you to start speaking to people. So understanding this part is all very important. This part gets you your site. But you've got to do all this first before you can even open the door to sending a letter and talking to people.